Hello and welcome to the second part in our top tips for Isotech semi-standard platinum resistance thermometers. In this section we're going to look very briefly at how we need to get good results, what we need to do to get good results when we use PRTs. And the most critical factor is immersion depth. In the first section we looked at the construction of platinum resistance thermometers, and we saw that inside the thermometer at the tip will be the temperature sensing element, a small device, and to get good measurements we need to be confident that this temperature sensing element is at the same temperature as the object that we want to measure, and very often it's not the case. Look at these figures here. If we've got a very large assembly, that can take a lot of heat out of the block, so the tip of the thermometer is cooler because of the heat flowing along the stem. We've got a problem with immersion depth, stem conduction, and it's important that we get the immersion depth correct. One simple test is when the thermometer is in the system that we want to measure, to carefully withdraw it and see if the temperature changes. And we look at that in detail in some of our technical articles. I can refer you to our website for a discussion about immersion depth in dry blocks, and also the importance of depth of immersion and temperature calibration. But that's probably the most important thing to consider when making a temperature measurement with a resistance thermometer. When it comes to connecting the PRT, that can be important. Ideally we want a 4-wire connection. That can be used to eliminate lead resistance errors. If you're using a 3-wire connection, you can use a technique to eliminate the lead resistance. We need to keep the resistance of all 3 wires the same length and diameter. The instruments do a 3-wire correction will rely on the fact that all 3 legs should be the same resistance. So that's why we want to use the same wire diameter and same length of wire. Don't parallel wires together. It's important to keep that correct. If at all possible, avoid 2-wire connection. With a 2-wire connection, the whole of the wiring is the thermometer. The instrument can't distinguish between the element at the end and all the wires. And it's important to use good quality cable and appropriate connectors. The best connectors tend to be quite high cost, perhaps precision made, gold plated, but we can be much more confident using high quality connectors than using a lower cost device. Many other factors too, self-heating effect. We pass a current through the thermometer to measure it. That can increase the temperature of the thermometer. And in our training course and resources, we discuss these things in more detail. That's all we want to share with you in the simple guide. In the next part, we want to look at simple testing and validating of PRTs.